So in the previous video, we covered F6 and F7. And in this video today, we're going to be looking at R1 and P1. I can spot and explain mistakes to an educated reader in the order of operations. A student writes 6 times 6 at 2 is equal to 48. Explain what mistake that the student has made in their work. Now remember, when we're answering reasoning questions, we must follow the CICE procedure. So correct, incorrect, compare and explain. So the correct thing we do first is 6 times 6 at 2. First thing we need to do is multiply. So 6 times 6 gives us 36. Bring the rest of it down. And once we add, we get 38. Then for the incorrect box, remember, it just means the incorrect statement that was made. This means that we need to equal it to 48. Now to compare them, the student added first before multiplying. So they did 6 at 2, which gave them 8. Then multiplied it by 6, which gave them 48. And that's obviously incorrect. Therefore, the correct answer is 38. Here's a question for you to try. Pause the video here. Here's the solutions. So as you can see, we've got 12 subtract 3 multiplied by 4. So we need to do 3 times 4 first, which gives us 12. Then we bring the rest of it down, and 12 subtract 12 gives us 0. For the incorrect box, we're going to write down the incorrect statement that was made, which was saying it's equal to 36. To compare, the student worked from left to right. They should have multiplied first, then subtracted. So they done 12 subtract 3, which is 9. 9 times 4 gave them 36. And we can see here that therefore the correct answer is 0. Let's have a look at another question together. A student writes 3 plus 4 squared is equal to 11. Explain what mistake that the student has made in their work. So we're going to start off with the question that we're given, and we're going to try and solve it in the correct box. So 3 plus 4 squared, we do the indices first, 16, then we add the 2 together. 3 plus 16 gives us 19. Now for the incorrect box, we're just going to write down the incorrect statement. 3 plus 4 squared is equal to 11. Now to compare, what the student did was that they did 4 times 2 first instead of 4 squared, which means 4 times 4. So that means that they would have got 4 times 2, which is 8. 8 add 3, which gives them 11. And we know that's incorrect because 4 squared means 4 times 4. Therefore, the correct answer is 19. Here's a question for you to try it. Pause the video here. Here's the solutions. So for the correct answer, we had 15 subtract 2 cubed. Remember, 2 cubed means 2 times 2 times 2. So we've got 15 subtract 8, which is 7. Incorrect part, we just write down that the statement is equal to 9. To compare, the student did 2 times 3, which is 6, instead of 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Now we know that 2 cubed does not mean 2 times 3. It is an indices. It means 2 times 2 times 2. So they would have done 15 subtract the 6 that they got, which would have given them the 9. Therefore, the correct answer is 7. That's the end of R1, and we are now ready to move on to P1. I can collect information to solve order operation problems in mathematical contexts. Fill in the boxes with the appropriate number. So we've got a equals statement over here, and we need to fill the box. So first thing we need to do is we need to solve this side here. So we've got 78 subtract 8, which gives us 70. Then I'm going to keep the 70 that I've got over here, and I'm going to put an equals here. Because remember, it was equal to the other side. To solve the other side, we got 62 plus whatever the box is. Now, we can see here that we know that these two are equal. What equal means is that the two sides must have the same value and they must be the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out 62 plus something that gives us 70. Now, the only number that can possibly be is 8. Therefore, the missing number has to be 8. Here's a question for you to try. Pause the video here. Here's the solutions. So over here, we've got 42 divided by 6, which is 7. then bring the rest of it down, and the 7 add the 3 gives us 10. That's for the left-hand side. We're going to keep the 10 over there, move on to the other side. 12 times 3 gives us 36. Then we subtract a number. 36 subtract a number must give us 10. Remember, the equals means that both the numbers are equal and that they have the same value on both sides. The only number that can be to satisfy this is equal to 26. Therefore, the appropriate number is 26. Now here, luckily, we were starting off with multiplying, then subtracting. So this type of question was quite easy to do. Put in brackets in the expression below to make it correct. So let's start off by putting brackets in the first part. So we've got 32 subtract 4 is where we place the brackets. If we do that, 28, bring the rest of it down. 28 times the 8 gives us 224. Bring the rest of it down. Add the 2 together, you get 227. Now we can see that we want negative 12. We don't want 227. So this is not where the brackets goes. Let's try moving the brackets along one more space. So let's put it where it says 4 times 8 instead. 4 times 8 is 32. Bring the rest of it down. Then we've got 32 subtract 32, which is 0. Bring the rest of it down. And then if I add the 2 together, I get 3. Again, I want negative 12 and not 3. So this is not where the bracket goes. Let's try finally putting the brackets where it says 8 plus 3. We know that this is the solution. However, we're going to double check. 8 add 3 gives us 11. Bring the rest of it down. 4 times 11 is 44. Bring the rest of it down. And if we subtract the 2, we do get negative 12. So this is exactly where the placement of the brackets will be. Here's 2 questions for you to try. Pause the video here. Here's the solutions. So this is exactly where you should have placed your brackets. So here we would have got 4 times 8, which is 32. Then we would have done 32 subtract the 32, which is 0. 0 add the 3 would have given us the 3. Finally, we would have had 78 subtract the 4, which is going to give us 74. 74 times 2 cubed, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, would have given us 592. And that's the end of P1. And in this video today, we covered both R1 and P1. That's the end of the video.